It's time for Fantasy Football Semi-Pros. Let's do it. That's a little fast. Let's do it. But let's do it.
I was going to say, it sounded like you were sped up to about 1 1/4 speed there on the It's Time.
It's ready to go. I'm ready to go. Let's do it.
Well,
Monsters kicking in.
I'm going to say we got Buddy the Elf over here.
Got a lot of plans for today, and this is our third episode. I don't really have any plans.
So,
I'm going to go play video games after this.
Yep. And you can check him out on
Coonsy Craft on YouTube
and
Twitch.
And Twitch. He is going to start streaming Twitch.
Minecraft.
Twitch. He's going to start streaming his Minecraft.
And hey, I got Diablo 3, and I'm still trying to get into my Activision account to play Rebirth Island, Call of Duty Warzone. But let's digress. This is our show today.
I still wanted to give you a shout on that.
Thank you. If you can't find Coonsy Craft, KOONSYKRAFT, just add a 1 and a 5 after it. Coonsy Craft 15. Deliberately talking with you and the wife, and everybody was like, no, Coonsy Craft 15 is stupid.
I didn't say it was stupid. I just think Coonsy Craft is better.
Don't use 15 at the end of it. And then YouTube's like, nah, dog, you can't change it for another 30 days. And Twitch is like, nah, dog, you can't change it for 60 days. And Instagram's like, yeah, you can change it. I don't care. So I'm still trying to figure out. I don't even know which ones are Coonsy Craft and Coonsy Craft 15. But that's where we are. That's where we are. I like alliterations.
All right. Well, anyways, this episode, we're going to do a rookie mock draft.
Rookie mock draft.
Now, I know it's before the NFL mock draft, so this is just our initial thoughts. And we have, definitely things can change in between now and Thursday even.
Yeah.
But at that,
I did the thing. I can't view it while I have this.
So before we start this today, we flipped the coin to see who would have the first pick. So the way we're going to do this is one of us are going to make a pick, the other person's going to make the pick, and we're just going to go back and forth.
Should be pretty quick.
And the coin flip determined I got the first pick.
Of course it did.
And I'm telling Ryan now, I'm going to draft the same person that I'm going to draft in our league where I have his first overall pick, and I'm going to go with Breece Hall.
Okay. Are they seeing this? Are they able to see this?
Yes, they are able to see this.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, I can't let you get both of the top running back. So at 102, I'm taking Kenneth Walker, which I'm okay with. I like Kenneth Walker. I think he's a good running back, and see what he does wherever he lands.
Nope, I agree. He is a very good running back, and he hopefully I have 2 of the first 4 picks in that draft, so hopefully I can get them both.
Okay.
So here's where I start thinking: do I want to go quarterback since it's super flex?
Okay.
Or do I want to go receiver?
It's up to you.
And then my other argument is if I go receiver, do I want to go? I have 3 of them, and I have them ranked on here, but I have it more of a tiered system. I've got Drake London, Garrett Wilson, Jameson Williams. I'm going to save the quarterback right now. And I mentioned Drake London is my ranked number 1. Mm-hmm. Garrett Wilson seems safer. But Jameson Williams, if it wasn't for his injury, would be my number 1.
Okay.
And I am going to go against my rankings at this point. And I'm going to go with Garrett Wilson.
Great. Because I wanted to take, without hesitation, Drake London at 1-4. Ha ha.
All right.
I'm keeping this fast. I'm taking London this high at 1-4 because I think with his size, it might not be an immediate return on your investment, but ROI, return on investment.
Yes, I know what that is.
For our viewers on the YouTube and the Twitch, or even Spotify and all those other things, Drake London, I think long run pays off well. Huge dividends.
All right, and I know he may not be ready for the beginning of next season, but I'm going to do it. My number 1, if he wasn't injured, Jameson Williams.
Oh. Ooh. Interesting. Jameson?
And that's at 1-5.
Williams at 1-5. Okay. I feel like I have a sneeze coming on, and I'm trying to hold it off.
I had that last episode.
Whoa, excuse me. Wow, that's a big one. Okay,
That's what she said.
I'm going off of what my personal team needs right now and how I'm going to be approaching the draft. I'm going Kenny Pickett at 106.
If he lasted one more pick, he was going to be my 1-7.
Well, I'm glad that we agree on some of these things and where we're taking people, but I hope our viewers are okay with that as well.
So I'm going to continue my wide receiver dominance here. And I'm going to go with Treylon Burks at 1-7.
That's fine. Treylon Burks is my number 4, but you had the 2, 3, 4 in my picks. Holy crap! Oh, sorry everybody. Sorry. I know receivers last longer, especially in dynasties and especially in the NFL. Injuries really seem to take running backs away a lot. And right now, I think I'm going to go just a little bit higher or a little bit lower than my next highest receiver. I have Chris Olave at 5, but I'm going to wing it. And I'm going to take George Pickens.
Interesting. I thought you were going to go running back and go with Kyron Williams there.
No, I don't think so. Not yet.
Pickens was actually in consideration for one of my next picks. And I have Olave ahead of him, and
So do I.
I was considering the same thing. So I'm going to go ahead and I've got a running back. I've got a bunch of good receivers here.
We have 3 rounds to go.
I am going to go next with Malik Willis.
Ooh, QB, huh?
And that's at 1-9, so Ryan's picking at 1-10 here.
I like your pick there. That's not bad. Given the athlete that he is, I mean, he might not play right away, but you're looking for a longer term rate of return here, right?
Yep.
Okay. I think I'm gonna solidify my backfield a little bit. I got my QB, who I think will be a good long-term starter. I have not the running back I was hoping for, but I got a good one. I'm gonna go with somebody who I know can catch the ball out of the backfield. Isaiah Spiller, Texas A&M.
Okay.
He's gonna be my PPR running back.
Good pick. I mean, like I said, early in the season, he was looking at my number 1 running back. And that's changed, but...
I mean, I just skipped my 3-4, and I took Isaiah Spiller, who's my 5th running back, off the board. And you're gonna snipe it. You're gonna take Brian Robinson, I guarantee you.
I am not going to take Brian Robinson.
Okay, that's
We've
fair.
talked about this one. I'm having an internal debate here on where I want to go.
It's hard. There's a lot of picks here.
I'm going to go down my board a little bit more because I think I don't want to miss out on this guy. And it's someone we talked about last episode. And I'm going to go Trey McBride.
That's my next pick.
I love sniping picks.
Literally was going to take him. Very next pick.
And so Ryan's going to round out the end of the first round.
I'm going to follow your suit with tight ends, but I'm not going to go with my number 2 tight end just because I think he has a little bit more time to develop. And I'm going to go with who I think is a sure thing at the tight end position, and I'm going to go Charlie Kolar from Iowa State.
Okay. And I can't think of how to spell his last name.
Kolar.
There we go. I was wanting to put an H in there. All right, so real quick recap on our first round. I started out with Breece Hall. Ryan followed with Kenneth Walker III. I went with Garrett Wilson. Ryan with Drake London. Jamison Williams for me. Kenny Pickett.
At 1-6.
First QB off the board at Q6 for Ryan. Treylon Burks for me. Ryan takes George Pickens and the upside that he displays. I take Malik Willis at 1-9. Ryan takes Isaiah Spiller at 1-10.
Good PPR guy.
And then we go 2 tight ends to round off the end of the first with Trey Mcbride at 111 and Charlie Kohler at 112.
Not a bad start here.
No. So, looking at this, starting off round 2, Chris Olave's still on the board.
You're a dummy if you pass up on him right now. If you don't take him, I am. I'm calling my shot right now.
Okay. So if that's the case, I'm going to take Brian Robinson Jr.
Okay.
No, I'm kidding.
You do that because I was going to wait a little bit.
I am going to take Sky Moore.
Wow.
Out Central or Western Michigan.
Western Michigan.
And so Ryan's already revealed his next pick as Chris Olave.
Yes, that's correct.
All right. And so now, if you guys are watching, you can see on the right-hand side, I kind of have my pre-draft rankings. And right now, sitting up there is Desmond Ridder. And normally I'd be considering this. But I think right now, and these two, they could be flipped after the draft. Jahan Dotson and Christian Watson, kind of depending on where they land. I think I'm going to go ahead and take Dotson.
That's what I was going to take.
So it's Ryan's pick now at 2-4.
Okay, I'm looking at this, and I'm just looking at what I got. I got my two running backs that I feel comfortable in.
See,
I'm confident in.
I'm not necessarily trying to fill out a team here.
Right.
I'm just kind of going how I think draft will play out.
Best available,
yes.
Right?
Which
right.
Really, I feel like that's how you should draft more often than not.
And I'm looking at the queue of the players that are left here. And I don't agree with any of these things, man. I really don't. I don't think Christian Watson?
Yes.
I don't think he's the next best. And then they say David Bell, and then James Cook, and then I disagree with all of it. All of it. Disagree with all of it. I'm going to skip on Christian Watson, and I'm taking David Bell out of Purdue.
Okay.
I think he's just fundamentally there. Doesn't do anything exceptionally well, but he does everything very well.
Okay. Well, at this point, it's hard for me to pass on him at this point. I think with 2-5, I'm going to go ahead and take Ridder.
Really? You're stealing my vibe here.
Stealing your vibe? You were going to take Ridder next?
No.
Oh.
No. I was going to go QB.
Ah.
I think Matt Corral will be a great pick here at 2-6.
Okay.
And that's who I'm sticking with.
All right. So I'm back on the clock at 2-7. And I think I'm going to go with my next running back. And I'm going to go with Rashad White.
Oh, wow.
I think he was my 4th best running back on my board or my rankings.
Yeah, I think so too. He's my 7.
All right, so it's your turn at 1-8.
Many people, and I said late second for this guy. Don't you dare put him in yet. I said late second for this guy. I think long term, this guy will pay off, and I'm comfortable taking him here. Brian Robinson Jr. Well, he's not a junior, but Brian Robinson from Alabama.
I think he is a junior.
I don't think so. Who knows?
Excuse me.
Running back, Bama.
All right. And like I said, he's probably somebody I'm avoiding, so I'm okay with that. And 1-9, I think it's a good time to go ahead and go. Or sorry, 2-9. I think it's a good time to go ahead and go with Christian Watson.
him back here at this part of the draft, I don't think that's a bad pick. He's more of
I mean, at this point,
upside potential.
You're looking for who has the high upside, and I think he has that.
Right. And I'm feeling pretty good about where everybody is. And, oof. I don't like the next person that sleeper says is the next best player. James Cook, running back out of Georgia. I'm not taking him. But I am going to go another running back. I just don't feel like Cook has any. It's all going to be third down. All third down receiving, change of pace type of guy. I'm going to go with somebody who I feel is better than that and can be a potential three down back. And I'm going to go Kyron Williams out of Notre Dame.
Okay.
The fact that he's still sitting there at 210 is kind of interesting to me.
So I'm also going to go running back with 211. And he was somebody I was just hoping you would not take.
James Cook?
Nope, it is not James Cook.
Damian Pierce.
Yes, Damian Pierce.
Damian Pierce is a running back out of Florida, if you guys did not know. And he's interesting. I think he was underutilized, was not used much, so he doesn't have a lot of miles. Might come into the league and just blow everybody out of this water.
All right, and so with the last pick of the second round,
John Mechie, the third from Alabama.
I was surprised that we let him drop that far, specifically you.
Yeah, I think my whole thing here is Bama. No, I got Brian Robinson.
James Williams.
Yeah, I got Brian Robinson and John Mechie. But yeah, I think here, especially here, worth a shot with that injury. And I think he's going to come back and he's still going to have that explosive speed. But we know how those speedy receivers are. They're either really, really, really good or they land on a bad team.
All right, so to recap our second round, I started off the round with Sky Moore.
Interesting pick to me.
Ryan went with Olave. I went with Jahad Dotson. Ryan went with David Bell. I went with Desmond Ritter. Ryan Matt Corral. I went with Rashad White. Ryan went with Brian Robinson Jr.
That's not Junior.
I went with Christian Watson. Then Ryan went with Kyron Williams. I went with Damian Pierce. And Ryan rounded off the second round with John Mechie.
So, 3-1. Who do you got? 3-0-1.
So, there's a couple players I like on here. I mentioned I do like James Cook. He has some, I think, upside.
Mm-hmm.
But I also really like Shakir and Dubs.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, those are those are good players. Really good players, if you ask me.
And I have Shakir ranked above Dubs.
I have Dubs ranked one spot above Shakir.
And I think what I'm going to do, I am going to go with Khalil Shakir.
Okay. I, too, am going to take another wide receiver. Eric Ezukanma from Texas
Ezukanma.
Ezukanma. Surprised he fell this far, too.
All right. So I still have James Cook sitting here, but I'm going to take the guy I comped to Baker Mayfield. And I'm going to go with Sam Howell.
Wow, interesting. Interesting. Okay. 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 The way I'm looking at this, there's still a lot of good players out there, and there's going to be some guys that fall. Okay, there's going to be a lot of guys that fall. And probably aren't even drafted in this draft class at wide receiver and running back. So I think I'm okay at wide receiver now. I got a lot of good guys. There's still a couple guys out there that I can pick up later. Still a lot of good running backs, such as Tyler Beatty. Jerry on Ely. Who knows? You took Rashad White. Kenny Brooks is still available. But I think I'm going to reach a little bit here and go with Devontae Price out of FIU. I'm going to reach. I'm reaching a little bit, but I think this guy has a lot of upside and could really help me in a flex spot somewhere down the road. And maybe even right away down the road.
All right. So I was kind of flipping back and forth, and I'm going to take Dubs.
Dubs. Romeo.
He's going to give me those dubs.
Is that it? Is that where you're going with that?
So on the 3-6.
3-6. I'm looking at wide receivers that are left. Basically, all of my top 10 are gone. But somehow my 11th best wide receiver out there is still on the board. And I like this kid a lot, and I think he was very underutilized in his most recent season at Clemson. And I'm going to take Justin Ross at 3.06, wide receiver, Clemson.
Well, from here, I'm going to go running back. And I knew I could get him later playing the game with Ryan. I'm going to go with James Cook.
You can have him. I have zero interest in James Cook. I don't know why. I really. But we're going to agree to disagree there. Fair?
Yeah.
Fair? I'm going to change it up here. I'm going to get with who. I'm not looking at who anybody else says is the best. I'm looking for potential. And I'm going to go QB Bailey Zapp out of Western Kentucky.
Zappy. I had it on there.
Very nice. Very nice. You know me so well.
Okay. Well, at this point,
these are just the fun ones. Who do you want? Really?
Round 3, this is the flyer shot. Who has that chance at the upside?
You're right.
And with this guy still sitting in here, we mentioned we loved his film. He's just tiny.
No.
I'm going to take Wan'Dale Robinson.
Oh! Okay. Okay. That's not who I thought. Isaiah Likely from Coastal Carolina, tight end. Because I think this kid is just an amazing athlete. I think an NFL team is going to have to take him and put him somewhere on the field to make plays. This kid is explosive as can be. And that's my 3.
All right. With my last pick, I'm actually going to go with somebody we haven't talked about.
Okay.
Another name I've seen pop up lately. And I really haven't watched any film on him, but I've heard a lot of talk about him and how he has potential high upside. And it's going to be a running back. And it's going to be Tai Chandler out of North Carolina.
Can he catch the ball or something?
I think he has good hands. He runs the ball well. He's just one of those guys that he's a sleeper pick that I'm probably not banking on it, but he's got some high upside.
Look, there's a lot of really good running backs still out there. I mean, my 8, Tyler Beatty, my 9, Jerrion Ely, my 10, Hassan Haskins, all still there. Abram Smith, Tyler Algier, Donovan Knight, Zamir White, Jerome Ford, Sincere McCormick, Pierre Strong. Well, we all know about Pierre Strong. I think I'm going to go with who I think has a better, especially this late in the draft, with the last pick of the draft. I'm going to go Tyler Beatty.
Okay.
I think that's just...
He was one I was wanting to grab. I just kind of wanted to throw Tai Chandler's name in there as a possible sleeper in case people wanted to kind of get a look at it.
Oh, that's fair.
Like I said, he was another name I've seen out there, and he's just somebody I kind of wanted to throw on some people's radars.
We should take these. I wrote it down. And we should just see how they do throughout the season and do a total points combined and see who would win that from our first mock draft.
If you want to do that, that's fine.
Yeah, I'll keep this. We'll keep this. That'd be fun just to see how we did and to see how lucky we got.
So, to recap that third round, I took Khalil Shakir, Sam Howell, Romeo Doubs, James Cook, Wan'Dale Robinson, and Tai Chandler. Ryan took Azukanama, Price, Ross, Zappy, Likely, and Beatty. And there's still guys out here. This is the one thing that drives me nuts about fantasy is I never feel like I have enough roster spots.
No, you just want everybody out there. You don't want to leave anybody.
Alec Pierce is still out there. Yeah. My number 2 tight end, Greg Dulcich, Jalen Weidemeyer, Jalen Tolbert,
Jamie Ruckert, Jake Ferguson.
There's still people out there. So if you don't have
Calvin
picks,
Austin,
if you don't have picks, there still may be some guys that pick up on the waiver wire. So you're not out of luck.
Yeah, and again, Jerry O'Neal's still out there. Hassan Haskins, Jonathan Knight, Zamir White, Jerome Ford, Sincere McCormick, Kyler Algier, Abram Smith.
Yep.
So many guys.
So, our plan going forward, we're going to enjoy the draft.
Yeah.
Thursday,
Friday, Saturday.
Woo, woo, woo. Sunday, Ryan and I are going to get together.
Yep, Sunday.
And we're going to have another mock draft after the draft.
So we know where everybody is and see what we can do with that information. Go from there.
And then after that, I think we're going to take another little bit of a break over the summer.
Yeah.
And then probably maybe late July, early August, we start recording again for a redraft.
Heck yeah.
But thanks again for tuning in, and you guys enjoy.
Peace. Where's our music? Boom, boom, boom.
You ready? Yeah, you got me running. You got me running.